guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Sania Aluwalia and this is my art studio. Today we'll be learning about how I made this particular piece. I'm actually making it for somebody, a client, and I have to replicate the same thing but with a different color. So I'll be showing you what exactly this particular board is, from where did I buy it. Along with this, what are these flowers, from where did I buy these flowers, and how did I actually write this. This is the toughest part of this whole particular project. So keep watching to know more. First step of making this particular piece is to get this particular MDF board, and I bought this MDF board from Craft Slate, and here is my parcel. I actually ordered 4 because I got a lot of orders these days for this particular piece, not exactly with the same custom line, but they have their own customized patterns. So let's see what's in this box. These artificial flowers, the brush which you're seeing on my table, the varnish which I'm gonna use here, and this whole color, the turquoise color, all of these are bought from Itsy Bitsy. I'll also provide the link down below. You can also buy the same things from other websites, but I found Itsy Bitsy, it provides really amazing quality products, so I always buy stuff from there. This Liquitex turquoise blue, it's an acrylic paint which is highly flexible, durable and non-yellowing, and it's been almost close to 8 to 9 months that I first painted it using this color, and the product's shine and appearance is exactly how it used to be before. And since we also need something to seal our work, the finished product, we'll be using varnish. Why do we use varnish is because it makes our product weather and heat resistant, and this little birdie varnish here, it does a great job. I'm using a matte finish one, but there are more options to it like gloss finish and others, so you can check those out on the website. तो फिर कुत्ते को साइड रखते हुए शुरू करते हैं आज का कार्यक्रम. वैसे मैं शिज़ू के बारे में बता दूँ, शी इज़ आवर बिलवड डॉग. ये मेरे बॉयफ्रेंड, जब मेरा बॉयफ्रेंड हुआ करता था, उसने गिफ्ट करी थी. आज वो मेरे हस्बैंड हैं, एंड ये मेरे साथ साथ रहती है हमेशा. मुझे बहुत अच्छी लगती है ये, मैं मार दूँगी. Alright, now let's get back to work. I'm going to use Fevicryl white acrylic paint as a primer here. You can go for gesso. Gesso is definitely way better than using a white paint. But here's what I want to tell you guys, that we need to have some sort of underpainting or layering when we are using an MDF board, because if we don't do that, the final color which we are going to use, in this case turquoise, it will come out very flat. There are reasons to it. There are very scientific reasons to why do we do underlayering or priming or painting to such surfaces. I'll tell you why. So exactly what happens is, the color which we use, it is a combination of pigments and a binder. So the two pigments of color, if you consider them, they are binded together with the help of a binder, and that makes a whole color. Now if I use a lot of water, what will exactly happen? It will dislocate the binder, and the two pigments which are held together like a honeycomb structure, it will just dislocate. So what will happen? The interlocking between the two pigments will be disturbed, which will cause the paint to look flat. So if you see here, I've used more water than I was supposed to do, and eventually when it dries up, it will discolor. Now the second one which I'm using it without the water, and you'll notice the difference. So what is happening here? I experimented with using some water with the color and then with the same color without water, and you'll notice that only one coat will do what I need to do with the base. And this will not always be the case with the acrylic paint. So each brand has its own kind of liquidity or viscosity, and the underpainting which I'm doing is through Fevicryl, and that Fevicryl paint in itself has a lot of liquidity. So I think that that's my experience, that you don't really need a lot of water. You don't need water at all while using this Fevicryl brand. However, you'll notice when I'll be using this basic acrylic Liquitex paint, I'll be using some more water because it has more viscosity. It is more thick. So you'll have to decide always. You'll have to judge by how much viscous your color is. So there's no hard and fast rule to it. You just use whatever you want to do. Just try experimenting and figure things out by yourself. So I'm repainting the first one where the color went flat because of water, and it doesn't really make sense because I have to use more color now. So now you'll know the difference, what exactly it is. So I'm going to make sure that the paint is all dried up before I start with my second coat. And once you've selected the right board, I would suggest that you keep a few things handy, like a water bowl, a paintbrush, of course, with a tissue paper, because it's always handy to dab on that extra paint which you have, and keep one bowl for the paint, of course. So first of all, I'm gonna clean my brush, and this time I'm not going to use any water. I'm just going to use the exact color straight out of the tube, and you'll notice how the color comes out. And on my next piece, I'll try to experiment a little bit more because I know how the turquoise look. Now I want a little darker shade, so I'm adding this Prussian blue color from Camel Artist, and you'll notice that the only difference is a little darker shade, but it looks very nice. And on my third piece, I'll be adding more of blue, which is Prussian blue, and this is how it looks like. The next technique which I'm using here is called dry brush technique. I wanted to give a little bit of texture or a grainy illusion, and I just dragged my paintbrush, dried paintbrush without any water, over some spots to give it more depth. And this particular piece turned out to be pretty outstanding compared to the other base paintings, which were pretty flat. So now comes the lettering part. So what I do is I try to really estimate exactly where I want to write on the board and what should be the length, and I try to just get a proportion of how each letter. Somehow it's just not very hard and fast. You can try it yourself. This method is discovered by me, and I think it works for most of the people who are not very good at lettering, just like I am. And since I've struggled a lot, it's been like almost over 6-7 months that I tried to, I really ruined a lot of MDF boards, but it was such a nice journey. I could figure out what works for me and what does not. And once you have carved your way out with the scale, just go ahead and use the pencil, because pencil rocks. And the best part is you can just make as many mistakes as you want. I do it intentionally sometimes. I'm just kidding. So next comes the painting part and the toughest part. So you can go ahead directly with a 0 numbered brush if you are good at it. And if you want to play a little safe like me, I would say use an oil based marker. I'm using white Sharpie's oil based medium point paint marker. It's not that expensive. It's around $500 to $600 per pen, but it's totally worth it because it is kind of a multi-purpose pen which works mostly on almost all the surfaces like stones, ceramics, plastic, wood, metal and whatnot. And you'll notice that it will be a little difficult to use for the first time because you'll have to shake it a lot, and then you'll have to figure out exactly what point works and what does not. So there's a way of using it. I have created another video and I'll be posting it next week on how to exactly start using an oil based Sharpie marker specifically. You'll also notice that the white oil based marker was not very bright, so I had to eventually use my paint, but it became very easy when I used the marker first and then I filled in the paint with the help of a 0 number brush. Now once you're satisfied with the outcome of your lettering, just go ahead and apply a little varnish over it. I'm going to use Montmar 25mm Teflon brush along with a Little Birdie matte finish varnish. You just have to ensure that the brush you're using has really very soft bristles, and the Teflon brush which is in my hand right now does the great job. The next step is to prepare the material before the varnish is applied. So it's imperative that we clean the surface before applying varnish to it so that none of the dust particles get There are several ways to apply varnish. One of the ways is to just apply a few droplets over the brush and then drag the brush from top to bottom or left to right or right to left. Just stick to the approach which you've used for the first time. That way it works best for most of the cases. Also make sure that the paint upon which you're applying the varnish is completely dried, otherwise it will ruin your paint. So next I'm going to use these flowers which are handmade from Itsy Bitsy, and I'm using this color because it complements my base as well as it matches with my font color. So here's a rule of thumb which I use, that I don't go for different colors. I prefer using similar shade of colors or maybe complementing colors. And to join these flowers with the MDF board, I use this glue which is F6000 from Itsy Bitsy. It is a waterproof glue and works well on this particular MDF board. You can also use a glue gun if you want. And this is the second last step of arranging the flowers. Once that is done, you'll have to just place a hook or maybe drill a hole in it and it's ready. So we bought these hooks from Amazon, and these are pretty sturdy when it comes to hanging it on a wall. And with the help of a drilling machine you can drill a hole into your MDF board, but make sure that you do not pierce it, and that's all. So we use this Bosch drilling machine along with a wooden bit here for any of the MDF surfaces. And then your order is all ready to ship. Ta-da! And this is how it turned out exactly, the dry brush technique. There are a few more samples from my gallery. These are mason jars, these are again circular boards, and no bitchin' in my kitchen, yo. And if you're looking for more ideas on home decor, craft or plants, then subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video.